Hey all, this is Stephanie with Energy Aligns. Welcome to my Thursday Tarot Insight. And every Thursday, I'm here pulling a card from the Tarot deck that highlights and harnesses the energy of the collective. Then I talk about how you, as an individual, can bring that energy down and into your life to tune into that energy. So let's get started for this week. Okay, so I pulled a big card from the Major Arcana. This is called the Karma card, number 11 in the deck. This card is really beautiful. As you can see, look at all the colors. And I just want you to take a look for a second and see what comes to you when you look at this card. There's a lot going on, and yet there are simple messages that can come through for you. So the first thing that came through for me when I pulled this card is the value of love. Here is what we're learning now. We are really learning the value of love. And as a collective, we have entered the realm of non-understanding. So what that means is not non-understanding of love, but non-understanding of really what's going on collectively, planetarily, socially, with our minds. Things are getting a little bit confusing, and that's because we're moving into more of an energetic vibration where we're understanding the energy of the heart here and what love is, what love really is. So this means that energetically, things have shifted and are shifting so much that it's really disorienting. You could see all the spinning going on in the bottom of this card. So I've talked about the cycles of 1 through 10 in the tarot. We really, the Major Arcana, we have 1 through 21, and here we are at the 11. This is a big card because we're on the other side of the 1 through 10, and we're using so much of the information that we've gained collectively for years upon years and decades upon decades and even centuries upon centuries to get to this point collectively. And it's exciting, although, like I said, it is very disorienting. So you might have been feeling confused or overwhelmed and busy and, questioning sometimes, what am I doing with my life? Does this make sense? Am I doing the right things? Am I making the right choices? Is this kind of waking up and saying, is this what I've really, really been wanting for myself? And these are questions that are coming up for us as a collective because these are the times we're in. Like I said, are you finding that time is moving very quickly? Looking at this card, it's like a spinning top. But what's happening is time is moving quickly. So you might have noticed or felt that the days are flying by, or it's like, a week's gone by, a month's gone by, and we're like, what happened to 2024? It's already the end of the year. This is part of the energy that this card is showing. And it's like, what's happening? Rapid change. And the one thing that really, really is constant throughout time, throughout lifetimes, experiences and relationships and energetic shifts is the energy and the truth of the heart. And that's what this card is showing. And it's not like the energy of love that we think of, like romantic love. This is heart energy. And so here is where collectively the energy is shifting, because the heart energy, as you can see in this card, the bottom part of the card is really wild and busy, and the top gets to be a little bit more cleared up and makes more sense to the eye, right? To the brain. So collectively, our attention is shifting because the heart energy is calling us to pay attention to it. And this energy is so powerful and effective. And it's what's being called for right now, and it's what's be needed right now. So we're talking about, again, deep love and deep truth on an energetic level. So here's what I invite you to do with this energy. It's really not difficult to tap into heart energy, but you need to take the time out to do it, pretty much. And what I mean by that is not just like, oh, take the time out to exercise, or, take your vitamins or whatever you're doing to support yourself. This is something that when you take the time out to connect to your heart energy, you are working on a relationship with it. And this relationship, although the heart energy is super, super powerful and effective, it is very tender, and it's a tender place to go for many of us. And we don't often live there, and we don't often act from there, and we're not often taught to relate to this heart energy. So what happens with our own heart energy when we start to tap into it as individuals, like all the cards that I talk about in my Tarot Insights, when we start to tap into the energy of the card as an individual, we start to generate that energy or tune into the energy of that within ourselves. And then we can match it out in the bigger collective. And it's like, it's growing it, and it's also connecting with it when it's outside of us, because we're tuning into it, so we're matching it. And this is the invitation with this card, is to tap into your heart energy. So how you can do this is taking moments throughout your day to literally put your hand on your heart and close your eyes and take some breaths. Now, they could be long, slow, deep inhales and long, slow exhales, or they can just be closing your eyes and tuning in. Now, there's really not an effort in here, because the act of closing our eyes and intending to tune into our heart energy is enough. And when you take the time to do that, it's enough. And that's what we're talking about. So taking the time to do it and creating awareness around that. That's the biggest thing we can do with the energy of this card. And, the other thing that we can do with the energy of this karma card, it's called, is really to just take time out from all the busyness with intention to really do nothing. And it's really like something without a goal or a perceived purpose. So, oftentimes we're doing things for a purpose, right? We want to get something done. We have a goal we want to reach, or we're doing this for that. It's always doing this for that. And it's important to really start to pay attention to how much of that we actually are doing. Instead of taking a walk just because you want to take a walk, versus taking a walk to like get your steps in or get your exercise, or somebody told me I should go take a walk and get fresh air every day. It's good for my mental health. Sure, all of that is well and true, but doing things that are just for the sake of doing them. So that's a lot of like things that might bring you joy. Well, it can even be looking out the window and noticing how the wind's blowing through the trees, or taking your pauses in moments throughout your day, like when you get in your car, or before you go into your house, when you get home from somewhere, or if you ride the bus. Maybe you're sitting on the bus and you're closing your eyes, you're looking out the window, and you're letting your mind wander instead of getting on your music or your audiobook or reading a book. So something without purpose. And now this can also be just vegging out in front of the TV, right? Like something where you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to take a half an hour or an hour or whatever it is this one night a week to just just veg out, when most of the time you may be the one that's like doing up until the end of the day, or um, everything you have been doing has a purpose. And so I don't know what that stuff is for you, but I do know that this is the time to start to pay attention to the fact that our lives are just like do to get to the next, and to really slow down. And that doesn't mean to wipe everything off your calendar, although that could be good for you. It does mean to take a pause, because in the pause is where we really create the space between this energy and all the energy that's going on out there, which is super confusing, super disorienting, and things are shifting so wildly for us as a collective that if we keep ourselves caught up in this and never take a break and go within or separate ourselves from it for a little bit every day, it gets really hard and confusing, because these times are confusing, because the energy is shifting from something that was to something that's going to be, that's not quite here yet. It's not quite there yet. And we can't really see it with our eyes or feel it with our hands yet. And that's where we are. We're kind of on the in between, and it's super uncomfortable and super fast. And if you're struggling and having a hard time because it's so uncomfortable what's going on these days, definitely start to take this practice of tuning into your heart, just slowing down, closing your eyes, taking some deep breaths, and then taking lots of pauses throughout your day. Okay, that's all I got to say about this card for now. The Karma card, number 11, in all its beauty. And I'm wishing all of you lots of love and deep awareness. You're not alone if you're struggling, if you're confused or having a hard time just getting up and doing the to-dos that you usually just kind of breeze through, or sometimes maybe you've had hard days, but these days are just feeling harder. You're not alone. And if you are very much struggling, please reach out to somebody that can help you or listen to you. Someone that can help you with a practice, whether it's a therapy session, a friend, a movement practice. Energetic intuitive readings is what I offer. And I'm here to tell you, when we look at the energy of somebody, we really shift their perspective. And you, as an individual, your energetic information, when it's seen, when you're seen as a spirit, things can shift more easily. You have somebody looking at you, and then there's awareness created around who you are and where you want to go, even if you don't know. So reach out if you need any support. I wish you love and deep awareness. I will talk to you next week. Take care. Bye.